Blackjack, ho. That's right. That's right. Shout out to my car.
A lot of these black guys today, these gangster type guys, they all got names like that they make up for themselves.
Is that true?
Sure. He means like the rappers. You know, the rappers. They all got names like that. Snoop Doggy Dogg, Ice Cube, Q-Tip, Method Man.
I don't know anything about that. But it makes me think about Indians.
You know, I think you're not supposed to say Indian either.
No way, really?
Yeah. I think you're supposed to call them African Americans. African Americans.
African Americans?
It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you.
You big dummy. You's a real nigga, throw a feather up. Tribe up, my nigga, put your bows and arrows up. The stronghold of the nigga ain't they scared of us. They try to dumb a nigga down, but we leveled up. Yeah. You big dummy. Strictly for my niggas.
Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them. Back to Africa with who? Shit, I ain't never been Africa. Yo, send me home, send me to St. Louis, Missouri. You big dummy. 4461 Enright, top floor.
Biatch.
Africa, what the hell I look like? Standing in the jungle with a $750 Moab suit and some alligator shoes. Shit. That's not hunting garb. I'm here all the way.
Your $5 ass down before I make change.
Shut up! Before I bust a cap up in your ass.
Great day. Welcome to the House of Masculinity. I am Blackjack. Real Naga, salute. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video to every Naga you know. Salute to all my real Nagas in the stronghold of the Naga, the Americas, you know what I'm saying? Tribe up on them. And shout out to the $5 fake Native Americans, the pretendians up in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Before we start the show, in fact, we're gonna address the monkey in the room.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
You big dummy. They already trying to hijack the stream, but we're gonna keep it going. They mad. They mad, y'all. We're gonna address the monkey in the room, the pretendians. Salute. And speaking of pretendians and monkeys in the room, we got a fake $5 Reese's monkey all up in the chat, all up in the house of masculinity, sniffing up a real naga nutsack. You know what I'm saying? Tim Ass Una, get your monkey ass up in here to the DJ booth.
Biatch.
You big dummy. Now who sent you, nigga?
Nobody sent me.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over.
Yeah.
And I ain't playing no.
We're gonna address the monkey in the room before we start the show. I wasn't gonna even do it like this, but I gotta get my roast on in this intro. Like I say, we got a fake $5 pretendian. You know what I'm saying? Tim Ass Una, bring your fake $5 ass on up in here, boy. Get to the DJ booth, fuck boy. I got something to say to you, Managa. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it to your face. Put an address on it. Tim Ass Una. Let's get this intro going. Get this grand roast on by the Grand Goose, Managa. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all don't know, for those who just got up in the house, y'all hit the like. But all my real niggas, if y'all don't know why Blackjack about to go ham on Tim Ass Una, let me enlighten you. So earlier in the community post, I posted, among the regrettable practices which have resulted in the disparagement of the Indians, one prime abuse is the unjustifiable and scandalous practice of calling them Negroes. Calling who Negroes? Calling the Indians Negroes. Perhaps by doing so, the intent was no other than to induce in them the belief that by their origins they had been destined to be the slaves of whites, as is generally conceded to be the case of the blacks from the coast of Africa. The directors will not permit henceforth that anybody may refer to an Indian as a Negro, nor that they themselves may use this epithet amongst themselves, calling each other nigger, as is currently the case. And who is that currently the case amongst Managa? And who has been the case amongst Managa? Let's make it clear what we talking about here, because we got Tim Ass Una, Reese's monkey, dumbass. He can't read. Him can't read, y'all. He talking about LOL is telling you that the Native Americans ain't the blacks. Salute, we know this, you big dummy. The Native Americans are Eurasians. We talking about the Aborigine American Indian, you big dummy. You $5
Sit
fake.
your $5 ass
All
down
up in
before I
here
make
sniffing a
change.
real naga nuts in the house of masculinity. Hit the super chat then, you punk ass fake $5 red man, since you got something to say. Put some money on it, bitch. Let's break this down, what we reading here, since Tim Ass Una dumbass can't read. And just to get some references, it says among the regrettable practices, the monster practices that they regretted was having the resulted in the disparagement of the Indians. One prime abuse is the unjustifiable and scandalous practice of calling them Negroes. Who they call them Negroes, my nigga? Who they calling Negroes, my naga? They never called this fake pretty boy Floyd Kung Fu fake on the left no naga. They never called him a Negro or a nigga. Never. So he can't be an Indian. The records don't prove it. The only person they calling nigga or Negro is the so-called black, which Negro translate to you, dummy. Negro itself means black. This is who they talking about, the real Indian, the real artifacts showing it. You faker, you cartoon character, you fake fuck boy. Pull up Tim Ass Una. I'm putting the address on it, my naga. We finna make change out your bitch ass. Let's break down what it says. Tim, since you can't read, It says calling them Negroes. Calling who Negroes? Calling B Negro. Calling them Negroes. Calling these Indians over here Negroes. Not these Eurasians. Not these Kung Fu Eurasians on the left. Calling the Negro Indians on the right. Calling these people Negroes. Perhaps by doing so, the intent was no other than to induce in them the belief that their origins, being so-called black, that they had been destined to be slaves by the whites, just like, or as is generally, or just like conceded to the blacks of Africa. So we talking about two different blacks here, because this dumb fucker can't read. So let's go back and let's prove it. Not even past. Blacks of the land. Indian slavery. Who enslaved? Who are the blacks of the land? Indians. Blacks of what land? America, not Africa. The blacks of America. Indian slavery. The blacks of the land. Negroes, they terror. Blacks of the land. Negroes, they terror. Tim Ass Una, he ain't talking about you. It's talking about the blacks of the land. That's who the Indians are. That's who the Indians that got enslaved. The blacks of the land. What? The blacks of what land? The blacks of America. Among the regrettable practices which have resulted in the disparagement of the Indians, of the blacks of America. One prime abuse is the unjustifiable and scandalous practice of calling them Negroes. Calling who Negroes? The blacks of the land, the Indians, the blacks of America. Calling them Negroes. Perhaps by doing so, the intent was no other than to induce in them the belief that they supposed to be slaves by whites, as is generally conceded to the blacks of Africa. The blacks of who? The blacks of Africa, not the blacks of America, the blacks of Africa. You big dummy, you can't read, Tim Ass Una. You fake $5 fakers ain't never called y'all selves no Negro or nigger. And nobody else called y'all Negro or nigger. In fact, you fake $5 invader, you Eurasians, you call us niggers. You son of a bitch. Get the fuck off my channel, Tim Ass Una, or tip me, bitch. I ain't gonna even block your bitch ass. I want you to watch us be great. You punk motherfucker. Don't play with me. I will check your ass on the internet and in public. Now I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I'm Blackjack, by the way. Stronghold of the real Noggers. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Because we fly than the fakes. We look better than the Native American fakers. You know what I'm saying? My Noggers, we look better than them. We'll whoop their ass. We dress better than them. We got more than them. We doing better than them. They on a reservation, drunk as fuck, looking like bums, even though they getting money from the government. It's more of us than y'all. You don't want to start no smoke, Tim Asuna. We all over the stronghold of the Naga. I make it where your ass can't go nowhere. You have to stay on your little reservation. And what, you gonna threaten us not to come over there? Your bitch ass. You stay up in that little ragged ass reservation. You colonize a government Dawes Road Indian, you faker. Now let's get to the show, y'all. I'm Blackjack. I hope everybody having a day. Shalom. All blessings to the Most High. Praises due. Hit that like button. Salute.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Let's get into the show for real. Now we got that out of the way. Yeah, to dress the faker.
And this shit is over. And I ain't playing no.
And the show got everything to do with what we getting into, because the title of the show, by the way, is The Disparagement of the American Indian. Disparagement of who? The disparagement of the blacks of the land. Like this French Arbonne Savage clock shows. You ain't no Arbonne Savage, Tim Ona, neither your monkey ass people ain't no Arbonne Savage. It's clearly the Negro. The same people that was called Indians. You sucker. You can't even read, you dummy. The Naga. Calling them Negroes, right? Calling them Negroes, right? Tim Asuna. That's the name of the show, the disparagement of the American Indians. Let's dig into it, y'all. Let's dig on some real history, because we got all the receipts over here. They ain't got none over there. That's why they mad. They big mad. They got the right one, though. I want all the smoke. I had stopped smoking, but I hadn't quit smoking, man. But since Tim came through, I decided to make a pack out of this bitch ass.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Now who think you, nigga? Shut up! Say another motherfucking word, and this shit's over.
We had to make a pack out of Tim bitch ass real quick. Y'all hit that like button, man. I'm making packs out of $5 fakers, man. Hit me up in the chat. Pull up, Tim. You got some smoke, man. Salute the Manhattan Project. Salute the Robin Nelson. Salute the Kurt Pruitt. All the real knockers in the house. You know what I'm saying? We talking blacks of the land. You know what I'm saying? The Indian slavery. Who are the blacks of the land? Not no fake ass red man. You know what I'm saying? The blacks of the land. Salute. Let's move on. The use of the terms Negro and Black to include persons of Native American ancestry. Who? American Indians. Not the Native American, the American Indian, Monaga. In Anglo-North America, Jack D. Forbes. Yeah, we've been here before. But let's stroll down to this particular place to show y'all where the subject at hand come from. It come from this source right here. The Disparagement of the American Indians. That whole quote come from Jack Forbes' book. The possibility that Native Americans were quite commonly called Negroes is very much supported by Portuguese usage. So where your Negro records at? Where your census records, Tim Ass Una? With your grandmammy and them being called Negroes or Nagas. You don't have none. You don't have none because your grandparents wasn't blacks of the land. You came from Asia. You Eurasian. You a native Asian. Yeah, during the colonial period, Brazilian Indians were repeatedly, all the time referred to as Negroes or as Negros de Tara, Negroes of the land, the blacks of the land. Why? Because they was black. Why Tim Ass Una? Because they look like this. The blacks of the land look like suspect number B, suspect letter B. You dummy. You big dummy. That's what the blacks of the land. That's what the Negroes de Tara look like, Tim. I'm here to educate you, Tim, because it looks like you don't know no better. You got that 5th grade education and you think you know something. You thought you said something. It's a these do not have to be repeated here. But suffice to say that it was so common, they called them Negroes so much that finally in 1755 a royal decree had to be issued as follows. They say, hey man, among the regrettable practices which have resulted in the disparagement of the Indians was calling them Negroes. Calling who Negroes? The blacks of the land, Monaga. They're not talking about your fake $5 that. They're not talking about no fake red man. We're not talking about you, bro. It's not you monkey ass. I'm talking about the real knockers. Salute. So we seeing where the sources come from. We got all the receipts. Tim Ass Una and his fake $5 Pretendian family, the Cherokee family, they don't have no receipts. Let's move on. Now I'm over here now. I'm in another primary source, y'all. Y'all gonna like this one because it's loaded with all the truth. And right now we on web.sub.gwdg. something else. But this the Densmore documentation, classes of American colonial history and classics on American slavery. So we talking colonial history and we talking American slavery. So we know we talking Negroes de Terror. We know we talking blacks of the land. Salute. You big dummy. We know automatically before we even read any further. So let's see. We in chapter 5. Process of enslavement. Warfare. How? Warfare. Nobody went to Africa and bought anybody. The processes in vogue among the English for the acquisition of Indian slaves. What kind of slaves? Indian slaves. Negros de Terror. Blacks, right? Negroes. These people were never enslaved. They won't tell you they slaved you. These people are colonizers too. They're going to tell you they was never called Negroes. They called Jew Negro. These people are fake Indians. These people are Pretendians. Fake all-born savage. The fakers. And we're going to keep making that relationship because I know they watching. And I'm glad they here. And we wasn't even talking to y'all or about y'all. We talking about us. You ain't going to come in here and try to dictate our history and try to claim to be us. You're not going to do it. And if you come in here and you want to make it about you, then we'll do it then, you $5 Reese's monkey.
Now who sent you, nigga?
Nobody sent me.
Say another motherfucking word.
Chapter 5.
And this shit is over.
Or the process in vogue among acquisition of Indian slaves. The most productive was warfare, with the exception of the Pequot War. What war? The Pequot War. And King Philip's War in New England. The Indian wars in English colonies were confined to the South. And there, the greatest number of Indian war captives were enslaved. Where in the South, Monaga? Salute to all my Nagas in the South, the stronghold of the Naga. I am in the South. Tim Ass Owner, I'll put the address on it. I dare you pull up. I dare you come in the hood. Bad news will beat you home. You will come back to your reservation in the box, Monaga. You big dummy. Who was enslaved in the South? Indian war captives like the Seminoles. After the Indian massacre in 1622 in Virginia, there was published in London in the same year a tract entitled The Relations of the Barbados Massacre in Time of Peace and League, treacherously executed by the native infidels upon the English the 22nd of March 1622, published by authority. Let's stroll now. I'm just laying out. So we see they talking Negro, we see they talking Indians, they're not talking Africans. Let's stroll. We got a real source here. Indian Wars in Virginia, chapter 119. Let's stroll a little bit more. We're going to get back to the Pequots, but let's stroll a little bit more. Let's come all the way down. I think I was at 124. Yeah, we're gonna stroll down to the 124 because we're talking in Massachusetts. Let's stroll up a little bit more just to get the context together. We'll go from 123. It says the war consists of two battles: the Mystic Fight and the Swamp Fight. All right. It said the women, stroll down, and girls of the Massachusetts captives were distributed amongst the towns. It seems probable that Connecticut made a similar disposition of its share of the captives regardless of sex. The male children amongst the Massachusetts captives were ordered by the Massachusetts General Court in 1637 to be carried to the Bermudas by William Pierce and sold there as slaves. Pequot Indians, right? The shipment of Indians, however, consisting of 15 boys and 2 women, was taken by Captain Pierce to the West Indies, right? They say one Pequot seized near Block Island was sent to England. So they're shipping the Nagas all out. They're getting them off the land so they can homestead the land and put their people on the land, Monaga. You get it? It said by the time of King's Philip War in 1675 to 1676, the colonists were well accustomed to the sending of Indian captives out of the country and to the use of them in their homes. Yeah, the children, the ones that wasn't gonna fight them, they were sending you fighters out the country. The policy followed toward the Indians captured in the war was the same as that shown in the Pequot War. The captives were either exported for sale in the European or West Indian slave markets, or were retained in servitude in the colonies. In the beginning of the war, Captain Mosley captured 80 Indians who were retained. That's in Plymouth. In the following September, 178 were put on board a vessel commanded by Captain Sprague. Oh, we got the vessel, the dates, the captain. We got all this, the place, the time, the war. We got all of that. Nothing like this from Africa. In this same year, 1675, Indians probably from the coast of Maine were landed as slaves at Fayette, one of the Azores. Again in 1675, 15. So they sending Indians all over the place. Salute. Who was getting shipped all over the place? Indians. Salute. So these fake pretendians like Tim Ass Una, you ain't got no slaves in your family, bitch. You ain't no Indian. You ain't no real Indian. You ain't no real Naga. You looking like this, you looking like a Reese's monkey, and you talking about your family on the Cherokee Dawes Road, bitch, you's a faker.
Now who's you, nigga?
You's a faker.
Nobody send me. Say another
real Indians were slaves.
Word, and this shit is over.
The historical record says it, fucker. You too dumb to see it though. But if you too dumb, I'll show it to you, Tim Ass Una. The Treaty of Hartford, 1638. Salute the one general in the house. Salute the stronghold of the Nagas. We tried the tried. Let me pause for the call before I get into this Treaty of Hartford. When y'all see these $5 pretendians coming up in the chat and on my posts and all up in the house of masculinity, sniffing up the tribe nuts and sniffing on the tribe ass, man, y'all check their ass. Don't wait on me to do it, man. Y'all check their ass. I ain't gonna block them. Roast their ass. Get on them. When I see a fuck boy like Tim Ass Una up in here cracking jokes and talking shit, I ought to see 5 tribe butt Nagas on his ass before I even get a chance to swing on him. I ought to see y'all tribing up on this bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? They don't come in our house talking shit. This our house, salute. My Naga, this our house, the stronghold of the Naga, salute. Now let's proceed. Hit that like button, subscribe, share the channel. Yeah, y'all hit that cash.out/$ House of Masculinity. Support the content because the fuck boys hate it. If you a real Naga, hit me on that cash out. If you a real Naga, hit that super chat. Hey, the Treaty of Hartsford, 1638. The Treaty of Hartsford. Introduction in 1639. Now see, we were just talking about the Pequots, and now I'm going to show y'all what the Treaty of Hartsford got to do with it. But before we read the Treaty of Hartsford, check this out. We know the Pequots was called cannibal Negroes, right? The Pequot Indians who they enslaved, they was called Negroes. We know they was blacks, right? Now check this out. Let's go on Google for a minute. Let me show you the paper genocide. Are Pequot Indians extinct? Look, our Pequot Indians extinct. Hundreds of prisoners were sold into slavery to colonists in Bermuda and the West Indies. We just read that. Other survivors were dispersed as captives to victorious tribes. The result was the elimination of the Pequot tribe as a viable polity in southern New England, and the colonial authorities classified them as extinct. But are they really extinct, Managa?
You big dummy.
Fuck no, they ain't no extinct, Managa.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
None of these $5 Indians claiming them, none of these $5 pretendians claiming to be Pequots. You know why? Because they're not real Indians. The Pequots is the real Indians, the Negro. Now they talking about it's the Pequot. They talking about the Pequot extinct. Let's dig back into it. I'm gonna show you how the Pequots is not extinct. The Treaty of Hartford, 1638. Introduction. In 1639, delegates from the major sovereignty of the Connecticut region met in small English settlement along the Connecticut River. The reason for the meeting was to sign a treaty ending the war that had raged in the area for the last 2 years. The parties involved the English, the Mohegans, and the Narragansetts. Now notice the Pequots ain't in there nowhere. The English, white English, the Mohegans, probably white people, right? The Narragansett, which Narragansett? The white ones or the black, the white fake Narragansett or the real black Narragansett? Probably the white fake Narragansett. Signed the treaty, whose bore the name for the settlement it was signed in, Hartford. Yet there was one party missing from the treaty. Who was that? The Pequots, who lost the war and who would suffer under the strict regulation placed upon them by the Treaty of Hartford. So they placed strict regulations under the Pequot because they lost the war, right? Check this out. The Pequot tribe had dominated the Connecticut region before the English had set foot in the valley. Yet after losing the war to the combined English, Mohegan, and Narragansett alliance, all white people, fake Indians and white people, the remainder of the tribe was either scattered or sold to slavery. So you know they was black, right? In this essay, I will discuss the background, the terms, the aftermaths, and the Treaty of Hartford. All right, let's skip forward to show y'all what the relevance is to what we just talking on the Pequots extinct. Well, let's see the treaty. Conclusion. All right, let me put it up. I'm gonna show y'all what it said happened to the Pequot. Let me see. Hold on. I think I gotta go back to the treaty section. Here, yeah. Okay, the treaty. As the war ended, the victorious parties met to discuss the fate of the Pequot tribe and their possessions in accordance to the Treaty of Hartford. The Pequot tribe was abolished. They're not extinct. Their tribe got abolished. They just started calling them African Americans now, or they call them Afro-Barbadian because they sent them to the Barbados. And their tribal name banned by the English. They say you niggas better not call yourself a Pequot no more.
You big dummy.
Biatch.
Or else. You call yourself a Pequot or else. That's what the fake Native Americans and the Europeans said. They say you niggas ain't Pequots no more. They say we banning it. They say the captured remnants of the tribe, 200 men, women, and children were forced to assimilate into the Mohegan and the Narragansett tribes. The rest were sold into slavery. So 200 were forced into tribes and the rest were sold into slavery by the Englishmen who had captured them. The treaty text states, after the Pequot shall be divided, as Force said, shall no more be called Pequots, but Narragansetts and Mohegans. furthermore, the English also stated that neither shall the Narragansett nor Mohegans possess any part of the Pequot country without leave from the English, and it's always expected that the English captives are forthwith to be delivered to the English, such as belong to the Connecticut, to the Sachems, there are such as belonging to Massachusetts. So they banned them. They say y'all tribe is banned. You can't call yourself an Indian no more. You're an African American now. That's what they did to them Nagas, the Pequot Negroes, right? When Native Americans was slaves, right? When American Indians were slaves, because we know the fake Cherokees and the fake Native Americans was never slaves. They was never black either, not the fake ones. They came from Eurasia. Initially, Indian slavery was considered different, right? The English came to the New World proud of their conception of liberty, right? Fake liberty. It says, settlers claim their antipathy for slavery contrasted them from the rest of the world, especially their colonial competition, Spain, already infamous for working Native Americans to death. Working who to death? American Indians, right? Yet, after the Pequot War of 1637, Puritan ship captured Pequots to bondage in small Puritan communities on the coast of Nicaragua called Providence Island. There they were called cannibal Negroes. Cannibal Negroes, Managa. They call who? The Pequot. What they call the Pequot? Cannibal Negroes. How did the Pequot look? They had to look like this, because Negro means black. They could not have looked like this. You know, it's over. We're not even playing with y'all. We're not even arguing with y'all. We're not even talking with you $5 pretenders. Tim ass Una. We talking to the real tribe. Why y'all in here sniffing our nuts? We not over there listening to y'all. Y'all have nothing to say. We know y'all fake. We ain't over there in the fake Native American blog and chat. Fuck y'all in that fake shit y'all talking. Go back to Eurasia, bitch. Go back to where you came from, you monkey's uncle. We not talking to y'all in here. Why is you in here, you fuck boy? Salute. I don't need nothing but support from my real Nagas. If you a real Naga, fuck you. I don't need your support. You can let the donut hit your ass where the Most High split your ass. Blackjack gonna be alright, bitch. Get the fuck out. If you ain't a real Naga, get out. There, I said it. That's why I don't want nothing but support from my real Naga, because I ain't gonna bite my tongue. I don't want you monkey motherfucker support. Don't support me with your monkey ass, because I'm not gonna bite my tongue. You fake $5 monkey. You super chat me if you fake $5 monkey looking like this. You super chat me or you cash out me, bitch. I'ma still talk shit. I'ma still roast your ass, bitch. It's strictly for my Nagas in here. So that's all I need support from is my Nagas. Salute. Anybody else can eat a fat one. I don't care. I'm Blackjack. Put address on it. Pull up. You want some smoke? Sound some masculinity, man. Respect my house. We let the donut hit your monkey ass where the Most High split your ass. You fake $5 pretending Tim ass owner. Get the fuck on, bitch. Salute.
You big dummy. Now who sent you, nigga?
We out, y'all.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
It's over. We out.
It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you.
Use a real Naga, throw a feather up. Tribe up, my Naga, put your bows and arrows up. The stronghold of the Naga ain't scared of us. They try to dumb a Naga down, but we leveled up. Yeah. Strictly for my Nagas.
Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them. Back to Africa with who? Shit, I ain't never in Africa. Don't send me home, send me to St. Louis, Missouri. 44, 61 in right, top floor. Africa, what the hell I look like? Standing in the jungle with a $750 mohair suit and some alligator shoes.